I got my first guitar when I was 5 years old, and music was always a huge part of our family. I loved music. I, I heard it in my head, and I got my first guitar when I was 5 years old, and I immediately was just attached with it. Knew that's what I wanted to do. Now, as I got older, I never had formal lessons. So refining my skill as a guitar player just came from sitting down and listening to records. I don't tell people I just ever made the conscious choice to pursue Christian music or be a Christian songwriter. It just seemed to be my worldview, and that's what flowed out, so I just kind of went with it. When I was 20 years old, I moved to Nashville to pursue the record deal and the publishing deal, and just nothing would break through. Nothing. And literally having a couple of record deals literally on the table in front of me, and in the 11th hour, just for no reason, getting pulled away. And I could not figure out what I was supposed to do because music was all I knew. And I had been active and involved in our church. We started attending a little bitty PCA church plant, had about 60 people in it. I started struggling with the call of going into ministry, full-time ministry, of wanting to be a worship leader. But I didn't know what that looked like. I didn't know how I could get into the church doing that. You know, is it even really a job? Is it wrong to think it to be a job? You know, and I actually kind of pulled back from music for about 2 years, just to read and to study. And I just really saw how theology began to impact my writing, my views on worship. There was just like a light that went on and go, I'm a worship leader. And I think this is what I've been anointed and called to do. And so that just kind of began the journey. I think worship leading is an incredible, weighty responsibility. And I think the reason that I ran from it for so long is I just kind of felt like I was too broken to be a worship leader. But I think the best worship leaders are the most broken worship leaders. I think we worship best when we're in those broken places. So because of God's providential hand, I'm here with God's people at Trinity Baptist Church in beautiful Kelowna, BC. Excited to be with everyone and just getting ready to lead worship for God's people as we gather together. And just very honored and humbled that I have this opportunity, and just ready to roll.